The famous Jackson 5 was a bona fide hitmaker, and others in the Jackson dynasty have charted solo hits over the years. But now it's Tito time. Tito Jackson is here, and Washington Full Circle starts right now. He comes from one of the most famous music families in history, the Jacksons, and now 45 years after he and his brother scored hits with the Jackson 5 and other siblings had solo hits, today it's Tito time. Welcome to Washington Full Circle. I'm Ferman Patterson, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
This is a real thrill for us. We've got a lot of Jackson fans in the building.
Oh, yeah, I have. I've noticed them. Very nice people.
Now, I was just looking at the monitor and the graphic, the photo with that guitar. That's a fine-looking guitar.
Yeah, that's a guitar that I used on stage many years with the brothers, and it's an Ibanez, and it sounds very good.
I'm sure. You know, I was just thinking, too, the introduction to the guitar was your first introduction to musical instruments, and tell us about that.
Well, I started playing guitar at a young age by not, I don't know if I can call it a mistake, but my father told me not to touch it. And of course I did. And after he took care of my butt, he said, he put it in my lap and he said, show me what you know. And I was playing just as well as he was. So he gave it to me and told me that I want you to learn every song on the radio. And I did that. And we started singing, Jackie and Jermaine and myself, and Michael Marlin with little kids playing with toys, and we chased them out the room. One day we heard Michael sing at this elementary school, and our mouths flew open, and we rushed him home and initiated him into the group immediately, along with Marlin.
Right.
And that's how the Jackson 5 was born.
So prior to this, your father, Joe Jackson, had no idea that his sons had musical talent?
No, he used to, we'd been there trying to do what we were doing, and he'd be telling us to hold it down in there. I'm trying to sleep, I have to get up, or I just came home from work, I'm tired. And it was my mother who said, Joe, you really need to listen to them. I think they can sing, I think they got something. Kate, those boys can't sing. No, really, Joe, listen to them. He called us in, we auditioned, and man, he bought mics and amplifiers and everything you can imagine to make the band, and rehearsed us every day.
It's amazing sitting here and talking with you and remembering just how big the Jackson 5 were in the day. Was that a bit heady for you? How did you deal with that?
Well,
fame?
we were all young. It was all fun to us. It was like a game, you know, running from the fans at the airport, trying to get safe and that whole thing, and trying to see if you could outrun them and get in the car before they attack you. And we could have played for any football team at that time.
And after the initial hits with the Jackson 5, and then the family became the Jacksons, and there were even more hits. What was in the genes that made this family keep producing hits?
We're a musical family. Even before the music was born, we used to listen to all the records and dance and have fun as children, and get James Brown a new record, or the Miracles, or the Temps, whoever it was. So we grew up musical. Our parents are musical. My mother is a clarinet, and she sings well, and my father is a guitarist and harmonica player.
Yeah.
So it might be in the blood.
Oh, okay.
And then we got another generation of Jacksons as well.
Yes, I know. And one of the things also is, every time you see one of the Jackson family, you think of, especially you and your brothers, you think of a reunion. Are there any other reunions in the mix?
Well, we had started back with the Unity tour a couple of years back, and we're still holding that, and we go out and do spotted dates here and there, and that's basically what the Jacksons are doing. We're recording now to release something in next year, hopefully.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's going to be exciting, and we're doing what we do.
All right. Well, we're going to be talking about something else exciting that you've been doing lately. Stick around. We'll be right back with our special guest, Tito Jackson, when Washington Full Circle returns. And welcome back to Washington Full Circle, and our special guest today, Mr. Tito Jackson. Now, we've been hearing the beats to Get It Baby, your new single.
Yes.
All week long. We've been hearing it on the radio. So tell us what inspired that song.
Well, actually, I had been recording in the early 70s prior to leaving Motown. And right in the center of my recording, my father moved us from Motown to Epic Records. Jackie had recorded a solo album, so had Jermaine, and so had Michael. And it was my turn. So I didn't get a chance to finish it. Then I got married. Then I had babies. Then I had the career still.
You were the first in the family to get married, right?
Well, the first boy.
Right.
Yes, the first boy of the 5. And I just figured I can do this another time. You know, I got to be a father now, raise these children, and be a husband, and I got to also go on the road with my brothers and have a little time for myself. I didn't see Tito time fitting in there, you know, as a solo artist, so I decided to put it on the back burner.
That's a long time on the back burner.
Yeah, because in the meantime, I, of course, raising the children, and then my boys became entertainers as well. I managed them for a little while, and I got them to help me, and I had started recording a few years back, and I said, do I really want to do this at my age? You know, you never did anything, but do you really want to do this and do that young man's thing? Then my good friend Charles Barkley, he said a negative comment, and I said, well, Mr. Barkley, I'm going to have to show you my position and what I can do and my talent. So I decided to continue my recording. And it's here, Tito time.
So it was almost like a dare then.
Well, it wasn't the sole reason.
Right.
It was also a trivia question. Will Tito Jackson ever do an album? And it's running about 50-50. Yes, he will. No,
Right.
he won't. Yes, he will. So I decided to put all those acquisitions to rest.
Okay. So after all these years, it's Tito time.
Yes.
Get It Baby is the first single from
Yes.
the album, and the album has some guests on there. Tell us who's featured on it.
On the album, we have features by myself and my sons. We have features with Jocelyn Brown and also Betty Wright.
Betty Wright.
Betty Wright,
Wow.
yeah, cleanup woman.
Yes.
Yes, and also Rue. So it was a fun project, especially singing with the ladies, and
Yeah.
I just enjoyed doing it.
And of course, Big Daddy Kane.
Oh, of course, he's the single man on the Get It Baby. Big Daddy King is rapping on my song. And the story about that, my producer knew him, and he knew the management firm, I should say. And they had sent the music over to the management of Big Daddy Kane, and he sent it to Kane, and Kane said, is this really Tito, or is this artist he have, or one of his production? Tell me something about it. My producer said, this is Tito singing. This is his record. And he said, get Tito on the phone. He got me on the phone. He said, Tito, tell me, man, is this you singing on this record? I said, yeah, that's me, Kane. He said, man, this record is out of sight. He goes, in that case, man, I'm going to hook it up. Within 24 hours, it was sent back to me with his rap on it, which he did a tremendous job. And thank you, King. And it is what it is.
Amazing, amazing. And also, you mentioned your sons.
3T.
They formed a group, 3Ts.
Yes.
Okay. Tell us a little about that. Are they doing a group?
Yeah,
right
3T is my 3 sons, Taj, Terrell, and TJ, and they had a hit record in the later 90s, Anything. And since then, they've been doing a lot of television and singing over in Europe and that whole thing. They've been recording. They put out something, I say, every 4 or 5 years. And they're still going strong. And they're recording now, too, to continue. And we're planning on going on tour together. That's
really?
the most exciting thing for us all, because it's a dream we had for a long time, to do a family, a father and son type of show. And it's coming to reality, and I'm very excited about it.
What did they first think when you said, oh, I think it's time. It's Tito time for this album?
Well, they're my #1 fans, so they were all into it, of course. And they got me into the studio. They had written songs for me. And it's funny because I was used to telling them what to do or whatever. Now here's my sons telling me what to do. No, Dad, that wasn't right. You got to do this over, that over. And of course I listen to them because they're behind the mic in the booth. And it came out great. They're good producers, good writers, and I trust their ears.
Now, coming from someone who's part of a musical dynasty, what do you think about the current crop of hit songs?
Well, we got some good music out there. You know, it's a little different style because of the nature of the business as far as where the musical has gone. There's no more live instruments and there's no more live drummers. So it's sort of got that, doesn't have that human feel to it. And there's good songs, very nice written songs. There's some great artists out there today and the whole thing. But my whole thing, I've always said, and I compare it to this, if let's take a song like I Want You Back or My Girl or whatever, and if they were released today, do you think they'll be hits?
That's something to think about. I think they would. I think they'd be fantastic.
I think they'd do just as good today as they did yesterday.
Let's talk some more about that in a minute. We got to take a short break, but when we return, Tito Jackson is carrying on one of his brother Michael's traditions. Watching Full Circle, we'll be right back and we'll tell you about that. And welcome back to Washington Full Circle and our special guest today, Mr. Tito Jackson. Now, I mentioned that you're following in your brother's footsteps and a tradition. Tell us about this visit to Brazil.
Well, I went to Brazil recently, and my reason for going was to help a project called My Good Planet. And what this project does is it grows organic gardens for the kids and adults in the Palapas, and they strive for cleaner water. It's just basically showing them how to grow a garden and water their food because their water is horrible there. And just survival levels they can take to adulthood, you know, and it's a great project. And it's something to help make the world a better place, you know, because they need a lot of help over there. And I had this much of their water by accident, and I was sick for 2 days.
Oh, really?
Very bad. It's
That bad.
horrible.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
Well, that's a good thing that you're doing, and I'm sure you were mobbed there being one of the Jacksons. There's a statue of Michael Jackson there, and to see another Jackson, that must have been amazing.
Yes, it was, and it was a lot of fun. Beautiful people.
Yeah. Now, back to the Jacksons 5. We all remember the songs. I always wanted to know, what's your favorite Jackson 5 song?
Well, I've always gone with the first song because it's the one that put the Jackson 5 and introduced them to the world. I Want You Back.
Right.
Yeah.
And what was unusual, too, from that fame is the Jacksons wound up in a Saturday morning cartoon.
Right.
Which was unheard of,
Right.
at least for African Americans to be depicted in their own cartoon.
Right, right. And there was a young group that was out after us. They're called the Silvers. Do you remember them?
Yes.
They actually did some of our voices in that cartoon. So we would be on the road to working and doing what we do, and the cartoon was going on, and we couldn't do the voices. We just did the music. And they would do our voices for us, and that was great.
Right. Well, don't stop there. You guys had your family depicted in a TV show, the series, The Jackson Family.
Right.
How interesting was that to see yourself, your life
It was
on TV?
It was very nice. You know, it wasn't 100% accurate. They dramatized a little bit for TV audience, but it was pretty close.
What do you think about the portrayal of yourself in the TV series?
Well, of course, when you're looking at yourself, no one's going to be you but you.
Right.
But I think he did a pretty good job.
Right. Okay. Now, back then, the Jackson 5 was the biggest so-called boy band of that era. There are not so many boy bands now, but it seems to be making a comeback. Anybody out in the field that you think is extremely talented?
Well, besides 3T,
Right.
Yeah, you know, at the time we had Backstreet Boys, we had NSYNC, and all these great groups. And right now we don't have a. Maroon 5 is great. You know, that's a group that's doing very well.
Right.
So yeah, I would pick them. And of course, he's a solo. Bruno Mars is awesome.
Yeah. Now, I've been looking at this around your neck. What
Yes.
exactly is this?
Well, this
piece?
was a gift that was basically made for me. It's actually a crow skeleton with a bowler.
Right. Any significance?
Well, I wear the bowler,
Right.
so I guess that's why they put a bowler on a crow's skeleton.
Speaking of bowlers, like your photograph there,
Yes.
you actually have a line of hats.
Yes, I have a line of bowlers, and I've been wearing the bowler for probably 20 years or more. And it's a hat that I love. I've always worn hats, even the Jackson 5 days. And I used to travel abroad a lot to the UK, and I found this hat shop called Lock & Co. And I just love their hats, and I started collecting them. And then I went to this other place, and this guy said, hey, you know, we make hats, and why don't we create a line for you? And I checked out the quality of their hats, very high quality.
Really?
And I said, why not? Let's do this.
Oh, I'll have to get one and start wearing it on the show.
Oh, thank you.
All
You look good in it. Yeah, it'll work for you.
Now, I wanted to know it took you a while to get this album out. You had the idea decades ago, but you finally did it.
Yes.
Are you already thinking about other albums after
Oh
this?
yeah, this is not going to be my last album, because prior to this, I was thinking, shall I do a blues album or shall I do this or that? You know, because I started out working through my shyness by just playing blues in local places or whatever.
Oh, back up, shyness. Where does that come from?
Well,
You?
Yeah, I was very shy in the Jackson 5. I hardly talked or anything of that nature. So yes.
Okay. All right. So the performance helped you, the performing and the guitar?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Now, I understand that you've been, over these years, you've been playing a lot of blues.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Well, I started out playing blues, and Gary, my father, played blues. And he listened to people like Jimmy Reed, Elmore James, all the guys, Bo Diddley, B.B. King, Albert Collins, all the guitarists. And that's what I gravitated to, because I wanted to be like my dad. You know, whatever he did, I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I learned some blues, and I started playing blues in the beginning.
Will any of the future albums have some blues numbers?
I still plan to do a blues album.
Yeah. Oh, great.
It's not going to be a release that I'm going to do worldwide like this one, but it'll be something for the blues lovers.
Right. Okay. Now, you're doing a tour for the current album, or you
Yes.
will be doing a tour. How long will you be doing that?
Well, we plan to go out at least 3 months.
Yeah. Wow. That's a lot of touring. You think you're up to going back to that old ritual?
Oh, yeah. I never really stopped, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know, whether I'm doing my solo projects or I'm working with my brothers, it keeps me pretty busy. Then I got my sons, too, that I travel with sometimes. So
Excellent.
I have a full plate. And that's the way I like life, because without that, I'm pretty bored, man.
Right. It's Tito time again. Thanks so much for joining
you.
us. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you,
We're
Ferman.
very honored. Hope
Thank
to have
you.
you back again.
Thank you, Ferman, and make sure you get that bowler.
Sure will. Thank you. That's it for Washington Full Circle. Thanks to our special guest, Tito Jackson, and to you for watching. We'll see you again next time.